we've got it to the floor. It's a very important bill to the Salem-Keizer Mid-Valley area. It involves buses and transit. It involves our transit district. And I served on the initial transit district board way back in 1978, was a member of the Salem City Council. I worked hard on the legislation that created the Salem Area Transit District back then. And I have grown concerned over the years that we have not had the community support for this bus system that we so desperately need if you're going to get the kind of transit system that brings you really good, solid evening service, as well as Sunday service, as well as a host of other additional routes. And I could go on and on. Many other communities that are even smaller than this part of the state have a dynamic transit system. Salem is struggling. There recently was a ballot measure to come up with a payroll tax. It failed. It was a bloody, bloody battle in my community. It left deep, deep scars. And I decided then that I would have to try to help do something about this, because I once was called the Salem busboy many, many years ago. And I'll accept that criticism if you think it's that. But I do hold this system. It's near and dear to me. So what we have is the bill in front of you that says that our district now, 7 zones, all of them are directly elected individuals. And if you look at nationwide, only 3% of all the transit districts across this nation are directly elected. The vast majority of them are appointed. And no community in the great state of Oregon that has the population the size of Salem has anything but a directly appointed board. If you look at Lane and you look at TriMet, they're directly appointed boards. The governor appoints and the Senate decides if they'll approve those. That is what this is going to do for my community. Why is that important? Well, this bill has something very special in it that even Lane and TriMet doesn't have. It says the governor, whoever the governor is, has to go to civic groups here and has to go to business groups here to get recommendation as to who's on this board. It is my hope that way that I can definitely get business people on this board. Because in my community, the great city of Salem, in my community, if I don't have the Chamber of Commerce and Business working with the particular local government, we can't pass a bond measure, we can't pass a levy here. If you look at school levies, if you look at community college levies, they always have that partnership. That didn't happen with buses, and so we're struggling. I'm proud to say today, and I'm joined by the gentle lady from the Capitol who helped me with this bill, she'll be closing, that we have the mayor, the city council, we have the transit district, and we have the Chamber of Commerce supporting this bill. Now, when you have that kind of partnership, you can do anything in my great city, this great city, your great city, state capital. I need this bill, my community needs this bill, so that we can break through and come up with the kind of community-wide support that we desperately were trying to get. So I worked very hard on this. The good gentle lady from the capital city worked very hard on this, bipartisan, if you understand that. I have the business support, I have the public structure support, I have the community support for this bill. So I really can't thank the community enough for all the hard work they've done to join with us on this. We tried at least 2 or 3 sessions to get it there. I just couldn't break through, and I'd almost given up. But today I'm happy and very pleased with the great work that your Business and Transportation Committee did. I'm very pleased and very happy to be joined by my very dear colleague from the great city of Salem, the gentle lady city of Salem. So I hope you can give me green today. My community needs it, and this is the state capital. We need that kind of bus service on Sunday. We need it at night. We need the additional routes. We need those kind of special services that can move around different types of population who want to go to church, transitioning out of our prison system. I could go on and on and on, because this is needed today in this great city, the great state capital of Oregon. Thank you for allowing me to present the bill. Thank you for allowing me to bring it here today, and I hope you can find it in your hearts to give me green, green, green.
Further discussion? Senator Olson.
Thank you, Madam President. Will the carrier entertain a question?
I will.
Carrier, yield
Thank
to
you.
a question. He will.
Thank you very much. General Carrier, I commend your level of work on this bill, but my question is twofold. One, why wasn't the Salem transit system specifically mentioned in this rather than being kind of nebulous as to the system that was involved?
What? Well, I'm not sure I understand that. There is a transit district statute in the books when you talk about other transit district, and this is simply set out this way, I think, for legal reasons, so it describes the Salem situation specifically. So it's a legal situation in terms of how you write laws and write bills. So that may not be, so it does apply to Salem, and it's done in a way, when you look at Salem, it's in the bill. So that's the best I can do there without actually reading the bill and then taking you to statutory interpretation, et cetera. And I'm not trying to avoid your question, but it does apply specifically, particularly in the situation of the reference to the civic groups as well as the business groups.
Thank you. Would the carrier entertain another question?
Will you yield to another question?
Yes.
Thank you. In the bill itself, it says it removes or repeals ORS 267.302, and it moved that date from the repealing to 2026. Now, 267.302 is the way the transit system can raise funding. What is your method of, or what is your proposed method of allowing the transit system to fund?
The method is to make available all the different ways that are available now to fund local government. And to do it by action of the Transit Board.
Okay.
Right now, the Transit Board, no matter what they choose, they have to refer it to the voters for a vote. That is not the case with your directly appointed boards. So that is what that's in there for. So you mentioned whatever funding, property taxes, sales taxes, payroll taxes, employee taxes, et cetera, that allows them the authority to do that by a vote of the board, which is in line with what Lane County, TriMet does, and other appointed boards across this country.
Thank you. Madam President, to the bill.
To the bill.